Hey, this is Double R. And I wanted to tell you that Anchor by Spotify is a great and easy way to make a podcast with everything you need and all in one place. Anchor has the tools to allow you to record, edit your podcast straight from your phone or your computer. When hosting with Anchor, you can distribute your podcast to all listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Best of all, it's totally free. So go down the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. This is the Let's Roll Podcast with your host, Double R. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Double R.
And as a
And we just got out of the theater seeing the Batman. Just a quick reaction to it. My problem with it is way too long, and it's way too slow. There could have been a lot of things cut out of that movie to make it even better, in my opinion.
like he's slow walking.
Yes, I mean, all of those long scenes are whatever. How would I rank this Batman? I would probably rank it. I can't remember what my list was, but
No, we'll talk about that.
But we'll talk about that more in the episode. What are your just first response or reaction to it? So,
I like the movie. It was actually, I wasn't really optimistic. It was better than what I was afraid it would be.
okay. So he's the worst movie critic ever, because he's just gonna say, "Oh, it was great. It was fun. Oh, it was awesome."
No,
He's not gonna give no negative
I
to
can
it.
tell you, it was better than Batman vs Superman. It was better than.
I'm having a hard time saying it was better than the other ones. I really am. I'm having a hard time with that.
Well,
But we'll talk about it.
okay.
We'll talk about it right after this. What up, everybody? It's Double R. Welcome back to the podcast. It's the host of Rose the Most, Double R, and this is the Let's Roll Podcast. It's me and we're in studio now, in our plush studio. Yeah, that was us doing our quick reaction from seeing the new Batman movie. In today's episode, we're going to review what we liked, what we didn't like, and potential spoilers, and that and much more. So, are you awake?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
So, I'm going to let you give your response to this movie first, because you are going to literally give fellatio to this movie.
So
Open wide.
So I really liked it.
Yes.
I mean, it's not the Dark Knight or Dark Knight Rises, but
Okay.
the best thing that I loved about this movie, well, there were a couple of things, but I really loved the Riddler with the mask on his face like that. He was terrifying because of his unpredictability. You didn't know what was coming next, even though he had planned it out. So that uncertainty is one of the most terrifying things about some of the best villains that we've ever seen. I like Batman's design. The way he's designed with all those things on his arms, those sharp tools, it's more akin to what we would think Batman would look like in the early set of Batman. Like this is the formative years of Batman, basically. This is him just becoming Batman for first. So the way his suit is, the way his car is, it's more akin to a beginning Batman, and I really love the way they made that out. I also love the Penguin. Colin Farrell is the Penguin. Man, his costume is amazing, and he actually played the part really well. I really liked it. It's a lot better than the old cartoonish, absurd Penguin. And I like the fight scenes. Like they really did the Batman. I think they realized that people really loved the fight scene when Batman went to save Martha, and they brought. I mean, it's still not as good as that one, but they really did well.
Okay, so you pretty much want to make love to this movie, right?
Oh yeah, I'll put it really high on my list.
Notice how he just didn't even acknowledge that I said he wants to make love to this movie. Is there anything that you disliked?
It was. I mean, not strong dislike, but it was a long movie. But the problem is not that I necessarily hate long movies. It's like when it's long, and you realize that there are things that they could cut out. For example, Batman. I already said that in a quick reaction. There's a lot of scenes of Batman walking really slowly and things like that.
I thought the car chase scene with Penguin,
Yeah.
I thought that was a little too long.
Yeah.
I think that could have been cut out.
It was it was a good chase scene.
No, I'm not saying cut totally out.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it could have been shortened.
Yeah.
Okay. And when I say cut out, I don't mean the whole thing be cut out.
Yeah.
Now, the only scene that I think, another scene that I think could definitely have been shortened was the whole goodbye scene with Batman and Catwoman. Like, they have this long scene where they talk and say, they're going their separate ways, blah, blah, blah. Then they get on their motorcycles, and we got to sit there and watch them ride through a damn cemetery.
Fast and Furious style.
Yeah, but we had to watch them go through that to get to the end, like a dead end, and then they just go their separate ways.
Yeah.
Like, what was the point of having us watch them go through a damn cemetery? I don't, like I said, there's a lot of things in this movie that like, the movie being as long as it is, there's a lot of things that didn't add anything, right?
Yeah.
To the movie to make it that long. Like again, slow motion walking. Like, how many times we're going to do that? Every time the Batman shows up, oh, it's a slow moving motherfucker. But there's very little that you dislike about this movie. Like, you don't even like.
I especially loved.
We're not in love. We're talking about dislike right now.
Okay. Just the slow walking, and also.
Do you think the link was justified?
You know what?
The length of the movie, was it justified?
No, I just said,
yeah.
I agree with you that something should have been cut out. Now, another thing is I didn't like, and I think we've talked about this briefly, was the way they made out Catwoman. I get that she had a friend that she cared about, and that's okay. But there was less Catwoman in her. There was only the part where she cracked the safe open, and also the part where she picked up the bag of money.
It's like she wasn't being Catwoman.
She wasn't really being
okay,
Catwoman.
But let's think about this for a minute on the movie. With that being said, this is the beginning of both of those characters.
Yeah.
Like, Batman in this movie had been Batman for 2 years.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of his stuff just looked kind of like not at the level of Batman yet. And then
that's the best part about it.
Catwoman's the same way.
Oh, okay.
Right? Yeah. She's just learning to be Catwoman.
Yeah.
But did you like that they changed? Speaking of Catwoman, they changed her. They made her connected to Falcone. Like, she's originally not connected to that.
No,
right?
I don't know.
And do you like the fact that they changed Batman's mother? She's not Kane, because in the comic books, Batwoman is a cousin of Bruce on his mother's side, and the maiden name is Kane.
Okay.
But in the movie, her maiden name is Arkham. That's why, because they're trying to build it to where Arkham Asylum was co-created, if you want to say it like that, with you know, his father and his mother.
Yeah.
And it's named after her side of the family. Because in this movie, his mother had mental illness and blah, blah, blah. Do you like that or don't like that? I mean, I'm not a big, like, let me clarify something real quick. I am not a big lore Batman fan. Like, I don't know all the lore, right? I didn't read comic books growing up as far as Batman goes. I only know Batman's from cartoons, movies, TV shows, that. All right, so, his story basically changes almost every time something new is created.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think I'm okay with the Arkham twist or tie-in. Not really okay with Catwoman's tie-in.
That was actually an amazing lore that a lot of people would miss. The Arkham Asylum.
Yeah. But I'm going to say I cheated because I went on YouTube and I'm watching all these professional reviewers because I'm not a professional reviewer.
Quotes.
They brought that up. They said that that's a twist or a tie-in that they changed. But you don't have that many dislikes. Really and truly, you don't. You don't have that many dislikes of this movie.
No, I don't.
Okay. I'm going to talk about... I'm going to start with my dislikes before I get to my likes. Okay. I know it's going to be a long one, folks. I'll tell you what. I'll do that right after this. All right. I'm going to talk about my dislikes of this movie.
Okay.
And we know what the number one is. We've already touched on it. This movie is way too damn long. And what makes it even feel even longer is the pace of the movie.
Yeah.
I don't think this movie should be that long if you're going with the detective vibe.
Okay.
Because the detective vibe of the movie slows it down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it had less of the detective and more of the action, then I could see it being long. And it would, the pace would be quicker. But since you want to do the slow walking into the crime scene shit and long stairs and stuff like that, to me, it just slowed the pace of the movie down. So that's my biggest criticism of this movie, is it's too long. The other criticism for me, this is a personal thing, not that I don't think the movie looked good or the cinematography of it was bad or anything. But for me, the color palette and the darkness of the movie was too dark for me. Like I have bad eyes, so I'm gonna make that caveat there that I do have bad sight, and the darker the scene, the less I was catching or seeing. So I didn't like the dark part of it. And then on the other side of that scene is too dark. Why in the hell does Batman movies take place mostly at nighttime?
Because that's how Batman operates at night most of the time.
Okay, but there's got to be some light scenes sometime. We can't I understand that Gotham's supposed to be a dark, gritty place, but
I think that's a whole DC thing altogether.
I just, come on, man, lighten it up a little bit. Like, give me some scene with Batman during the day. I mean, The Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises, they did it. So why can't this movie have some more light scenes? Now, granted, at the end of the movie, that they brought the light in, like, because it was a new, like, hope and light is coming in this dark scenario. So, but again, I didn't like the color palette. I didn't like the design. It's too dark. A lot of the movie. I also found that, and again, I don't know if it was me, like with my vision, I don't know. It's because we just went and saw a standard version of the movie.
Okay.
But there was a lot of scenes that were just blurry. Like, to me, like when they were more close-up scenes of people, they looked clear, like really clear. But when you kind of didn't have those close-up scenes and kind of pull the camera back and show you the scene, the whole, it didn't look good quality, like, to me. Again, that could be that it was a standard movie theater, like we didn't go see it in XD, or we didn't go see it in IMAX. And granted, we're probably going to get a whole lot better picture when it comes down on Blu-ray and 4K Blu-ray, right?
Streaming as well.
In streaming, so there were times that I just like, man, this is kind of blurry. But again, I don't know if it was me or not.
It's you.
Yeah, whatever. My third complaint about the movie is I didn't like the Riddler.
Oh man,
I didn't like this iteration of the Riddler. Not that he was bad, like I wanted the Riddler to be a little bit more, no pun intended, a little bit more jokey, a little bit more not so sinister, right?
Oh, okay.
I wanted him to be a little bit more playful with his riddles, and not so serious.
The riddles were playful, like Thumb Drive, and he lies still.
Yeah. No, but I'm just saying his delivery of the Riddler.
It was more scary.
It was just more like, just stern. I didn't like the narration. Did I think he did a good job? Absolutely. I thought all the actors did a good job. It's just the character portrayal itself I didn't like. I didn't like the look of him. There was nothing about him that made to say he was the Riddler, right? So that just, again, what we like and dislike are just personal preferences or opinions that we, I'm no way am I saying this movie's terrible, or don't go see it. It's I'm not saying that. There's just things that I didn't like, and the other thing I didn't like. And I understand, now thinking about it, I understand why he was saying this. I didn't like the whole vengeance thing. You're fucking Batman.
He goes, I'm vengeance. But when he turns around and that guy on the ground says, I'm vengeance, I think he realized that perhaps this is not the way he should go.
No, and again, if you go back and really think about the movie, this is him coming into Batman.
Yeah.
Now, what I thought was kind of funny to a degree is that almost everybody called him Vengeance, except for the Riddler. The Riddler kept leaving notes saying Batman. So I just, the Vengeance thing kind of got to me a little bit. I don't, I want that classic line. Who are you? I'm Batman. Now, here's another thing that it's not a dislike, but I'm glad they didn't go with a fake sounding
voice thing.
Batman voice. Just, I mean, you could change your tone a little bit to where it's not totally recognizable. But I'm glad they didn't do that. And then the last thing that I did not like, and I hope that it changes in future movies, is the Batmobile.
Yeah, they're gonna change.
I mean, yes, it's cool. He's only been doing this for 2 years, and he built the Batmobile with, I guess, what he had or whatever. But you think about it, he's supposed to be rich, and that's your Batmobile.
Well, okay, let me put
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay. Let me say something, right? He hasn't yet recruited Lucius Fox, the engineer.
Now, do you think they'll bring him in?
Yeah, they have to, because they're gonna change the car.
Do you know?
They're gonna change his. They're gonna change his suit, and they're gonna change the car.
As far as I know, now I could be wrong, and people can go to the website and tell me that I'm wrong. And that's the letsrollpodcast.com. As far as I know, and I could definitely be wrong on this, again, I've never read comic books, right? But Lucius Fox was the first acknowledgement I ever knew of Lucius Fox was in the Dark Knight or in the Batman, that Batman trilogy. I never heard of Lucius, or whatever his name is, Fox.
Lucius Fox, okay.
I never heard of him.
Oh, really?
Because I always thought Batman created all of his shit, right? Until that trilogy came out.
I always knew about Lucius.
I'm curious to know if they will bring that character into this movie, or will they just let Batman be the one that creates all of his stuff?
So, now, granted,
he's using practical things too, like the wingsuit. That is actually a real thing that exists in the real world.
Yeah.
So it wasn't something like fancy, like in the other trilogy. So I'm just curious if they would bring him in. But the Batmobile, man, I'm just not digging it. That just looks like, you're like the poor version of Batman right now, as far as I'm concerned.
Of course,
but he shouldn't be. Is what my argument.
No, this is.
That's my argument.
Your argument is rubbish. He's just starting out as Batman.
You know why he's getting me mad? Because I'm shitting all over his movie right now.
He's just starting out as Batman. That's the entire theme of this movie. He's just.
I understand. No, he's becoming Batman. Yeah. He's not Batman yet.
Yeah, but when Lucius Fox comes in.
And another thing, going back to the vengeance thing, if everybody acknowledges him as vengeance, and Riddler's the only one giving him or saying Batman, does that mean that Riddler gave him the Batman name?
I don't know, man.
Because I don't remember anybody else saying Batman.
No, they did say Batman. He says.
I will tell you this: I'm not going back to watch this movie in the theater.
Yeah. Okay.
No, it's too damn long.
Now, here's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
At the early beginning, before he says I'm vengeance, by then when he confronts those bullies beating up that guy,
right?
Some people already. It's already established that people know about the Batman.
Yeah. So,
and some people said openly called him the Batman. Like,
okay, well, I just don't remember it, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. So,
the first time he was called Vengeance was when he said that. That's when
and I'm just kind of like, come on, man.
But before that, they already said Batman.
All right, I'm gonna take another short break, and I'll come back and tell you what I did like about the movie. All right, this is what I like about this movie. Okay, I like the look of Batman.
Yep.
I was cool. I was all right with that. His costume, or his costume, or whatever you want to call it. I like that look, and I like the fact that his chest piece was actually like one of his tools. Right? I like that. If I was going to change anything about his costume, would be the way the cape and the neck looked. It just kind of looked weird to me, but the overall look I was fine with. The other thing I don't remember, and you can tell me if he did anything. Did he ever use the things on his wrist?
Yes. One of them is a sharp blade. The other,
I know, but all of these other little spikes that went around his collar, I don't remember him using that.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, they could be saving that for another movie, but I don't remember that. All right. Oh, and then so I mentioned the chest piece.
You mentioned the suits, the look.
The suit and the chest piece. Those are my first two things that I liked about it. The Penguin, love him.
Perfect.
Love him.
Perfect.
He's almost the Heath Ledger of this movie. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, Heath Ledger did such a great job of putting his spin on the Joker.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell did the same thing in this movie with the Penguin.
Yeah.
Even though he doesn't have that many scenes.
Yeah.
But the scenes that he's in,
they stood out.
And they were good. I really liked the Penguin. Jim Gordon was good.
Amazing.
Wow. And I really like how they already have an established relationship.
Yep.
And they trust each other, and I like that. And that was really good.
Oh God, if they had tried to create a backstory, that movie we would still be in the theater.
And then the last thing I like is I like pretty much all the action scenes.
Yep.
There wasn't really one action scene that, other than, if you want to call the car chase an action scene, that's the only one that I would say that, again, they could have shortened that. That did not have to be that long.
But the fight right before the car chase was amazing as well.
Now, I mentioned this, that I watched YouTube, like some videos. And they bring up a valid point with the car scene. Is like, all of that destruction.
How many people died in that?
Nothing is said after that. Like, Jim Gordon doesn't mention that, they have to clean up the highway or whatever. Or nothing. Nobody gives a shit how many people just died on that road. I mean, I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
You have to, Jesus, if they took the time to clean up that scene, like you said, we'd be there for another 2 hours. And then again, this is spoiler. I said that at the beginning. The end of the movie where they where Riddler floods Gotham. Like, you're looking at that going, how are they gonna clean all of that up?
The water will recede eventually, but yeah, I understand what you're saying.
I mean, so do you have any comments on my likes and dislikes? Other than you probably think I should not have that many dislikes.
Well, you didn't talk about the riddles themselves. I know you didn't.
Oh, well, I'm not much of a literary connoisseur. I don't read well. I've established that on this podcast.
Yeah, I really love the riddles.
I just think the Riddler himself should have been a little bit more, not so sinister.
No.
Is my opinion. I mean, you could have that underlying sinister without, in a playful way. Again, I grew up on the original Batman TV series. Jim Carrey's portrayal of the Riddler was really good to me.
Okay.
So I can only base the Riddler on the TV series and Jim Carrey's to this. Because again, I didn't read comic books, so I don't have that knowledge of how the Riddler was in a comic. If he was really... To me, the Riddler in this movie was a toss-up between a Bane and Joker. Think about it. His look was more a Bane look to me. Like, and I mean Bane as in Dark Knight. Or Dark Knight Rises, right? He had that industrial look to him, right?
Okay.
Like Bane. But his reactions were more like Heath Ledger's Joker, to a degree. So he's like a combination of those, in my opinion. You might not see it that way.
I don't.
I mean, he could have even a little bit of Scarecrow in there. He just didn't stand out to me as, on his own, Riddler.
Well, to be fair, we would have to wait to see the other villains to be able to compare.
And so we did miss an end credit scene.
They said they showed one thing at the end,
and it's basically tied into a website. You can go in, and you have to answer 3 riddles, and then it gives you like a digital picture that you can download, and you can go do that every day, and then answer 3 more riddles. You get something new every day. So it really wasn't an end credit scene to set up anything, in my opinion. Right? Yeah, I mean, and then that is the Joker next to him in Arkham.
Oh, okay.
That is going to be the Joker.
For some reason, I accidentally thought it was Two-Face. But they're not gonna do Harvey Dent.
No.
Like that. They're gonna start out with a lawyer, Harvey Dent.
From what I understand online, Joker is probably going to be the next villain, or one of the villains. And then, from what they say, the last movie, or the third movie, would have the Court of Owls. Because the Court of Owls is a bunch of different families that built up Gotham.
Okay.
And they control, it's kind of like the Illuminati of Gotham. They control everything. Okay. And then they'll be brought into that. At least that's what they're saying right now.
Okay. I really loved how they brought in Falcone and
right.
What is there's another villain.
The one that they said that
they took down.
They did show him.
Yeah, is it Caron or
I don't remember the name,
but it's something in the
on
Falcone.
Yeah.
These are Italian crime bosses.
Yeah.
I really loved their integration into it.
So, like I said, I know they were trying to do some twists and turns and connect things that we weren't ready to, see necessarily. Like the Catwoman connection to Falcone, Penguin being a, quote, henchman, but now, most likely in the second film, like I said, it won't be just Joker in the second film.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. In the second film, he's going to be more of a player. They also have a spin-off series on HBO Max coming out about the Penguin.
Really?
Yes. So there's from what I understand, there's going to be a Penguin series, an Arkham series, which is based probably showing how Arkham came about.
Mm-hmm.
And there's I think a Jim Gordon or Gotham's series. That all of these series are going to be tied into the Batman universe.
It's kind of like the Disney thing that they did some of the shows,
like they're doing on Marvel.
That's why I said Disney Plus.
It's like Marvel and Star Wars are doing the same thing.
Yeah,
they're having shows that are going to interact with upcoming movies or whatever.
Yeah.
So after this, I'm going to take another break. We'll tie it all up. But my top 10 movies changed after this. All right. Can you remember your top 10?
Yes.
From the previous episode?
Yes.
Okay. So what got knocked off? What got knocked out of the top 10?
I can't. Well, I'm going to just recite my top 5.
Okay.
So I rearranged mine now. So my first is Dark Knight.
Okay.
Second is Dark Knight Rises. Third is this movie.
Okay.
Fourth is Batman, the 2006 one, the first of the trilogy. What's it called again?
Oh, Batman 1989?
No. The trilogy from Christopher Nolan.
Oh, Batman Begins.
Batman Begins.
Okay.
And my fifth one, I've named 4, right?
You've named Dark Knight, Dark Knight Rises, the Batman, Batman Begins.
Okay. And my fifth one will be 1989.
The Michael Keaton.
Yes.
Okay.
The first one,
Okay. So my previously top 10 was Batman, the original 1989 one.
Mm-hmm.
Then Dark Knight Rises, Batman Begins, Batman Returns, Batman vs. Superman, the Justice League, either one. I know you say
Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder, but either one. They're basically not that much different. I mean, yes, sir. Never mind. I'm not going to say anymore because I can get myself in trouble. And then the Batman movie, 1966. Batman Forever, and then Batman and Robin.
Okay.
Hey, that was my original.
Okay.
What did I tell you when we got out of the theater about my top 10? What did I say about the Batman?
Initially, you said
it wasn't going to be in what?
The top 10. Top 5, sorry. Top
Yeah,
5.
I said, no, it's not going to make my top 5. Like, I wasn't, at the time, the initial reaction was, I didn't think it was top 5 material.
Okay, so now?
That being said, I will say this, Batman and Robin is number 11. So they're not even top 10 anymore.
That was arguably the worst
That,
Batman
yes.
movie. So,
I mean, the bottom 3 of my original top 10 basically are the worst Batmans ever.
okay, so.
But I hold a special place for the 1966 one, right? Because that came from the TV show that I grew up on. All right. So we know Batman and Robin's out. The question is, where is the Batman placing? I'm going to start at the bottom. Batman Forever at number 10. The Batman movie, 1966, at number 9. Number 8, Justice League. Again, pick one. I don't care.
How dare you?
Number 7, Batman versus Superman.
Okay.
Number 6, Batman Returns. And if I had a drum roll button, I'd hit it right now. And number 5, The Batman.
Oh.
And then we have Batman Begins, The Dark Knight Rises, The Dark Knight, and Batman 1989.
That movie is still the number 1 to you.
Yes, because it was the first Batman, not counting 1966. Because let me tell you, I didn't go to the movie theater to see Batman 1966, right?
To be fair,
but I wasn't even born,
okay,
right? So by the time I saw it, it was like a TV special or
yeah,
got it on DVD or whatever. But Batman 1989 is the first Batman movie for me. I went and saw that Batman movie when it came out. I told you I saw it at the theater in Tomball.
Yep.
I remember being in the theater, and when they in the opening, credits and stuff, when they showed the bat symbol, like just come up and it was filled out the whole screen. From what I can remember, everybody in that theater cheered. We hadn't even seen Batman yet. Everybody cheered, right? That means I don't remember anybody cheering in this movie. If you think about it, the people that were in the theater with us watching this, there was no real reaction. Think about it.
Okay, when I'll
give you something.
There were reactions.
A stark contrast. Spider-Man, the Batman. What had more reactions in it?
What?
Just say it.
What? Yeah.
No, say it.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
Okay. But do you remember, and don't try to make up shit, because I know how you are. There was no real big reactions. I don't remember anybody really going, like, or, yeah, or clapping, cheering, nothing.
But this is an a movie establishing characters.
Don't give me a break. It's a Batman movie. People are going to go in there and want to see a Batman movie. Big Batman fans. Now, granted, we went during the day on a Thursday, the day before it actually opens. The theater wasn't filled by any means. But again, the people that were in there, including ourselves, we didn't go, yeah, or, get excited about certain things. There was no real reaction. Dude, when I went and saw Batman 1989, there was cheering. There's cheering throughout the movie.
Yeah, because 1989 people were weird.
Yeah, whatever. You weren't even born either.
Okay, now, here, I will say this. It's not a fair thing to... No.
It's not a fair thing.
No, it's not fair.
It's not fair because Marvel is much better than DC.
No, it's not that. Okay, yeah, Marvel is bigger than DC, but It's not just that. Remember, Spider-Man No Way Home, right?
Mm-hmm.
Has a lot of nostalgia to it.
I will tell you this.
So
I will tell you this on that note right there that you said nostalgia, right?
mm-hmm.
I'll tell you this. When the Flash movie comes out,
Mm-hmm.
there will be cheers in that movie because Batman 1989, the originator, is going to be in the movie. Ben Affleck is going to be in the movie. So when they pop up, people can go nuts. It's going to be like Spider-Man all over again.
Oh my God! You know what I'm just thinking now?
What?
I think he's going to go from. So Ben Affleck is still gonna be Batman in that.
Yes.
I think he's gonna go multi-universe and see this Batman.
Yeah, they're all gonna see each other.
Oh shit!
That's what I said. There are gonna be some people going, ah! The rumor though is, this is it for Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Like, there's a rumor that he might sacrifice himself in some part of this movie, and then Michael Keaton will be the new Batman in the DCU universe. Because we didn't make this clarification. The Batman movie is not even a part of any of that. It's its own universe. And
Flash is not going to interact with it?
No.
Wow.
No, it's kind of like the Joker movie.
Oh, okay.
The Joker movie is its own thing. This Batman is its own thing. They're kind of, in some ways, stepping away from trying to connect them all.
Okay.
Right? And even Matt Reeves says he doesn't even want any kind of super enhanced characters in his movies. They're all going to be ground-based villains. So you won't see Superman. You won't see aliens. You know, unless they can come up with a clever way to do like a character like Clayface.
Yeah.
You won't see him in there either. Anything that has a supernatural or super ability character or villain that's part of Batman, you're not going to see him in this universe.
Oh, that's why they made the Riddler so.
Well, the Riddler didn't have any powers.
Yeah,
anyway,
I know, but the way the character
right.
arc, they made them extra human, including the Waynes.
Yeah,
the corruption from
yeah,
the Waynes.
yeah. There's no fantasy part.
Yeah.
In this.
All right.
So going back to the reaction that we got in the movie theater, or the non-reaction we got, you're going to get more of a reaction in the Flash movie than we did in this movie. Now again, we didn't go like tonight, or wait, today's Saturday, right?
Yesterday. Okay,
we didn't go yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and we are not going over during the weekend.
Yeah.
I'm not going back to the theater to watch this movie. I'm just going to wait till it comes out, either on DVD or Blu-ray.
Yeah.
3 hours is killer, right? But it was a very different feel for us in that theater with this movie. Like, but again, the theater wasn't packed. We didn't go see the best quality as far as theater experience when we went and saw this movie. So that might be another reason. Everybody
the 7 p.m. one.
Yeah, we didn't go to the DX or
the
XD or whatever they have. So yeah, I did say originally the Batman would not make my top 5, and it did. It's in the top 5. It'll stay there until another movie comes out. But yeah, that's our review, reaction, our ranking, all of that on the Batman. I encourage people to go out and see it. One quick thing before we go.
Okay.
How much money is it going to make?
I think it's going to crack. No. Jesus, I'm scared.
It's not cracking $1 billion.
I know.
I'll tell you why it's not. The only reason it's not going to crack $1 billion. The length of the movie.
Oh, okay.
I think that's going to keep a lot of people from going to see it several times. There are going to be some people out there to go see it several times, right? But it's not going to be enough. I mean, here's just something that I didn't bring up. When we went to the movies, remember the guy that was in front of us when we were getting our concessions?
Mm-hmm.
And he looked at me and he goes, "Oh, y'all going to see Batman?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, I'm going to go see it next week." He goes, "I got to go see Spider-Man first." That tells you everything right there. Spider-Man's still making money in the theaters.
It's now the third highest grossing movie of all time. It has gone past...
The Batman's not reaching that level.
Yeah, of course not.
Not
No,
gonna.
I just wanted it to break at least $1 billion. That's all.
They've already said the Batman movie will come to, if I could be mistaken, but it'll be on HBO Max in April. That's how quick it's coming to HBO Max. So, but anyway, make sure you check us out at our website at theletsrollpodcast.com. Check it out on all of our social media. I do want to say this. I want to thank everybody out there that listened to the Sammy Haney episode, because it's now become my number one episode since I started the podcast.
Nice.
It's the last I checked, it was 150 something listens / downloads. So that's how they calculate it. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for that. That meant a lot to me, and I hope y'all continue to come back and listen to us. And as always, until next time, let's roll.
See ya.
Hey, this is Jamie, and you're listening to the Let's Roll podcast with host Double R. Make sure you're following us on all of social media. Find the links below in the description or at theletsrollpodcast.com.